what the mind of man can conceive and believe it can achieve. In a small, dimly lit room, the sound of a typewriter clicked steadily. Napoleon Hill, one of the most influential thinkers of the 20th century, sat in front of his desk, staring at the blank sheet of paper before him. His mind wasn't empty, though. It was filled with a vision of success that had become his obsession. This wasn't just any vision, it was the vision of a future where his ideas could change the lives of millions of people. But Hill wasn't always the man whose words would inspire millions. He wasn't always the confident, successful author who penned Think and Grow Rich, the book that would go on to change the world of personal development. In fact, his early life was marked by struggle, failure, and a series of setbacks that would have broken most people. Hill had faced poverty, rejection, and doubt. He had no formal education and very little support. His first attempts to create a successful career were met with constant obstacles. But the difference between Hill and many others was simple: he refused to accept failure as an option. He believed in the power of thought, belief, and, most importantly, the habits that shaped success. And it was habits, daily, consistent actions that transformed Hill's life. Today, his story and principles continue to resonate with millions around the world. But what was the secret? What were the life-changing habits that made Napoleon Hill the man he became? Let's dive into them. The power of definite chief aim. Napoleon Hill understood one universal truth: to achieve great success, you must have a clear and definite purpose. This was one of the first principles he embraced and the first habit he cultivated in his life. From a young age, Hill was obsessed with the idea of success. But he quickly realized that success isn't something that happens by accident. It's something you must decide to pursue with unwavering commitment. Hill's definite chief aim wasn't just a vague goal. It was the central, driving force of his life. It was the thing he thought about every single day, and it became the lens through which he saw everything. Whether he was facing challenges, dealing with rejection, or finding a way to move forward, Hill's definite chief aim remained constant. A goal is a dream with a deadline. If you want to change your life today, start by defining your chief aim. What do you truly want to achieve? Write it down and be clear about it. Make it the focal point of your actions. Without a definite purpose, everything else becomes a distraction. When you have a clear goal, it gives you direction and clarity. The habit of positive mental attitude. Napoleon Hill was no stranger to adversity. Yet, one of the most powerful habits that set him apart was his unwavering positive mental attitude. Hill understood that life is filled with obstacles, but how you choose to respond to them defines your outcome. He taught that a positive mental attitude isn't just about staying optimistic, it's about actively choosing to see the opportunities in every challenge. In Hill's own life, he faced countless moments where it would have been easy to give up, but he actively trained his mind to focus on the good in every situation. Even in the face of rejection, failure, and difficulty, Hill chose to focus on what he could control: his thoughts. This habit of positive mental focus became the foundation for his success. Your mental attitude is the most important factor in determining your success. To adopt this habit, start by catching yourself whenever negative thoughts creep in. Replace them with affirmative and empowering thoughts. Every morning, spend 5 minutes focusing on what you're grateful for. See every challenge as an opportunity to grow, and remember that your attitude is a choice. Mastering the habit of persistence. Napoleon Hill once said, "Patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success." Persistence is another habit that transformed Hill's life. He knew that success didn't come to those who gave up after the first or second failure. It came to those who kept going no matter what. Hill faced rejection at every turn. When he was first writing his books, no one was interested in his work. Yet, he kept going. He understood that the most successful people in history were those who refused to quit even when things seemed impossible. Persistence is a muscle that needs to be exercised daily. Don't give up at the first sign of struggle. When things get tough, remind yourself that you are simply a few steps away from your breakthrough. Every step you take, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your goal. Most great people have attained their greatest success just one step beyond their greatest failure. To make persistence a habit, break down your big goals into small, manageable tasks. Commit to working on them every day, no matter how you feel. Even on the days when you're exhausted or discouraged, take small steps. Consistent effort over time will always bring results. The habit of learning and self-improvement. Another essential habit that shaped Hill's life was his commitment to continuous learning. Hill was not content to stay stagnant. He spent hours reading, researching, and applying new principles to improve his mind and his life. This was more than just intellectual curiosity, it was a lifestyle. Hill made learning a priority, always seeking to grow and expand his knowledge. What you think about and think about, you bring about. To cultivate this habit in your life, make learning a part of your daily routine. Read books, listen to podcasts, take online courses, do something every day that helps you grow. Even 15 minutes a day of learning can make a huge difference over time. The more you learn, the more you'll develop the mindset and strategies needed for success. The habit of the mastermind. Napoleon Hill's concept of the mastermind was one of the most powerful tools for success he ever discovered. Hill believed that when people with similar goals and values came together, they could combine their knowledge, creativity, and energy to create something greater than they could individually. Hill built a mastermind group, a network of like-minded individuals who supported, challenged, and helped him grow. No man can become a permanent success without taking others along with him. To implement this habit in your own life, find people who are driven, positive, and committed to growth. Surround yourself with individuals who push you to be better. Work together toward common goals and share knowledge. A mastermind group can provide support, accountability, and creative solutions that you may not have thought of on your own. The power of organized thinking. Finally, Napoleon Hill mastered the habit of organized thinking. He understood that success requires not only hard work but also strategy. Hill believed that one's thoughts must be organized and purposeful in order to create success. He emphasized the importance of clear, directed thinking and the power of mentally focusing on your goals. A goal is a dream with a deadline. To make organized thinking a habit, take time every day to plan your day, set clear intentions, and visualize your success. Break down your goals into actionable steps and focus on them. This habit will help you stay focused and prevent distractions from throwing you off course. Napoleon Hill's habits weren't just life-changing for him, they are available to each and every one of us today. If you want to start achieving your dreams, start by adopting one of these habits today. Whether it's defining your definite chief aim, embracing a positive mental attitude, practicing persistence, committing to lifelong learning, building a mastermind group, or simply mastering organized thinking, you can begin transforming your life immediately.